So we'll begin today by adding a business. It literally only takes seconds to create a business on Direct to Pays. Simply enter the company's house registration number here. And as you can see, the system will pull through most of the details for you. So now we've got our business set up, let's take a look at the home page. So this is the same for every business. At the top of the page you have the year-to-date figures. And moving down you also have any action items and notices. The action items are just reminders of anything that you need to complete before you can run a pay run. For example, if you haven't completed your director's setup, you'll be given a reminder of that here. As you can see, today's warning is telling me I've got 3 unfinalised pay runs. And just below these action items you can see your director or directors along with their pay schedule and when they were last paid. If I click on the name of a director, I'll be taken straight to their details. But we won't hang around on this page because we'll come back here later. So the next tab is the pay runs tab. This is where you can see all the pay runs that have been created in the business. You can access these simply by clicking on the blue pay period dates. Heading back to the pay runs tab, and I just want to draw your attention to the small icons on here. They give you an instant overview of what's been successful and what hasn't been completed in the pay run. Using a traffic light system, they'll give you an instant update on the status of your FPS submission, your automated pension submission if you have one, automated journal uploads, and whether documents such as payslips and P60s have been published. So here you can see the HMRC submission hasn't been made. The payslips have been published, but the journals haven't been exported. So we'll move on to the Reports tab now. You can access a variety of reports covering payroll, employees and benefits, as well as HMRC reporting. You can also view your RTI submission messages here. But what I really want to highlight today are the report packs, as these are a key feature of reporting. Now you can put together a package of any available reports to be automatically sent out either on a schedule or at the end of each pay run. So they're quick and easy to put together. Here I'm creating a new report pack that will send out a P32 report and a detailed activity report at the end of each pay run. There's a choice of format to send the reports in, but because I don't want any changes made to the reports, I'm going to send them out as PDFs. For GDPR purposes, I'm going to tick the box requiring the recipient to log in. We don't send the actual files to recipients, just a secure link. As you can see, I've already got a few report packs set up. Now I can create as many report packs as I want, and I can send them to as many recipients as I need, making this a really useful feature in Direct to Pays. So finally, we'll head to the payroll settings. Here you'll find the settings used most often on the left-hand side of the screen, and those used less often moving towards the right. I can always navigate around the system using the home page, but I can also use the navibar on the left-hand side of the screen. This is handy because it saves me having to come back to the home page. I don't want to keep coming back here, and I'm sure you don't either. So I'm going to use the navibar on the left-hand side of the screen to look at some of the payroll settings. Beginning with the payment settings screen. This is where you can set up your director payments. You can do this via BACS, other bank files, open banking format, or automated faster payments through Teleroo. You can also set up your HMRC payments here too. We'll move on to the HMRC screen and take a closer look here now. It's easy to follow. The information that's added here is used when submitting your real-time information to HMRC. Simply enter the information beginning with the tax office details at the top of the page. Do you use tax payment reminders? You may know these as P30s. You can set up fully automated tax payment reminders in Direct to Pays. These can be sent via email on a day of your choosing. You can choose to either receive a basic version that just includes the payment amount and where to send them, or you can opt for a more detailed version like I have today. Looking at the example here, you can see that it includes all the information needed to make the payment. Whichever you choose, you'll receive a reminder of the payment details and the full reference to be applied, including the tax period and year. Now, I'd love to be able to wave a magic wand and guarantee HMRC won't misallocate funds again, but I'm afraid I'm still waiting for that wand. Adding the RTI settings for your business will enable the tax code updates, national insurance number and student loan start-stop notices to be pulled directly into the pay run. It also enables the FPS to be sent automatically at the end of each pay run. If we scroll down a little, you'll see that you also have the option to automatically submit your EPS. You even have the choice of the date to submit. Once you've added your details, or indeed any time you add details or make changes, you'll need to press Save. Changes aren't automatically saved in Direct-to-Pays. This is because Direct-to-Pays is a cloud-based system, allowing multiple users to work on the same screen at the same time. In fact, if I open another browser window, I can look at various business and employee settings with the same business. I can even go and make changes to an employee while the pay run is open. I can also look at multiple businesses at the same time using different browsers. So let's head back to the HMRC page now. While we're here, I just want to point out this circle at the top of the screen with the question mark inside it. If I click on it, I'll be taken straight to the support document for that page. As you can see, we're now on the HMRC settings support document. I can also search for other support articles here, and if I need to, I can access the full library of articles available as well as video tutorials. Let's take a look at the chart of accounts now. So these can be set up manually or imported through the integrations page, and we'll go there now. You can connect to journal services such as Xero, QuickBooks, NetSuite, FreshBooks, Soho Books and Microsoft Business Central, meaning that just like auto-enrollment and RTI submissions, journal and expense uploads can be fully automated as well. There's also a specific file upload for Sage users, and users of other software can configure their own chart of accounts and journal outputs too. It's easy to connect. Simply select the integration service you're using and you'll be taken straight to a screen where you can authorize the import. So we'll take a look at the pay category screen now. As you can see, there are already some pay categories set up in the business, including the statutory pay categories. By default, these have been configured as both employee and employer pensionable, but this can be changed if needed. New pay categories can easily be added by clicking on the Add icon here. Jumping down to the Manage Users page now. So here you can set up either full or restricted access users. You can choose which areas of the business and which employees or employee groups restricted users have access to. This is also where you can set up your two-factor authentication. As you can see, this is mandatory for anyone with reporting access as well as full access users. So, we've looked at some of the business settings. Let's now look at how you can add a director. This can be done easily using the Employee wizard here. Just click on the Add Employee button and you'll be guided through a simple 5-step process, beginning with some personal details here. If the postal address is the same as the residential address, just tick this box here. There's no need to add it twice. So you can communicate with your directors via email, SMS, or if you want to, you can even download and print. As you can see, the next page is regarding employment details. If you don't have any bank details, that's okay. You can always go back and add them later. So the following page is regarding tax and national insurance. As you can see, you can also enter that they're a company director here. This will then expand and you can choose your method of national insurance calculation. And the final page is just a pension setup. And that's our director setup. So now that we've added a director, let's take a closer look at some of their settings. We'll begin with the employee payroll defaults page. The details you see here are used when creating a pay run. They're populated using the information entered when adding the employee, but you can change these at any time. Did you know you can actually schedule a new pay rate to take effect from a future date in Director Pays? Simply press the Apply from a Specified Date tab here and enter the details. Every director with an email address can have access to the employee portal. This gives quick access to payslips, P60s, P11Ds and other documents uploaded by you. Everything is automatically posted to the employee portal, so if you ever have to make changes to documents, a payslip for example, the portal will only show the updated version to the employee, meaning you don't have to make any manual changes, deletions or extra uploads. You can grant and revoke the access at any time from the employee portal settings. You also have the flexibility to choose exactly what your director can and can't do in the employee portal. Update their own bank details, for example. So, we've set up the business, added a director and looked around these settings. Let's now take a look at payroll automation and how simple this is to set up. So you can set up a fully automated pay run from within the pay schedule section. You'll notice there's already a monthly pay schedule here. This has been created when the business was originally set up. I can add a new pay schedule if I want to, just by clicking on this add icon here. But today I'm going to use the pay schedule that's already here, and I can open it by clicking on the blue monthly link. As you can see, this one already has a name and a frequency set, but I can change this if I want to. And I want my director to receive the same salary every month, so I'm going to tick the box Calculate monthly hours based on an annual average. There's even an option to add a message to the payslip here if I want to. Pay run warnings. These can be configured as part of the pay run automation, which is set up by clicking on this blue icon here. Once you've reached the automation settings, you'll be guided through an easy to follow wizard, beginning with the date you want the first pay run to be processed. Now, you can leave the pay run to process indefinitely, or you can add a finish date. This can actually be quite useful at times. For example, you might want to add a bonus at the end of the financial year, so you could make the last automated pay run in February and manually process March's bonus payment before restarting the automated pay run again in April. So the next step is the pay run warnings page. This is a really important part of automated pay runs because as this is an automated pay run, if these warnings do appear, they will pause the automation process so that the warning can be addressed. This also means that you can rest easy knowing that your pay run won't run when an error has occurred. But as you can see from the long list here, there may be some that don't apply, as this is a director-only business, such as the work anniversary warning. But there are also some that are important, such as an error updating the tax code. So you should spend a bit of time on here. You'll also need to add the email address of the person who should be notified should any of these warnings appear. Now this can only be someone who has full access to the business, because the notifications that are sent include a link to the pay run and only full access users can access pay runs in Director Pays. And the next step is the pay run finalisation. So you may wish to finalise the first few pay runs manually until you're familiar with the system, but you can come back and change this at any time. However, you can still choose to submit the pay run to HMRC immediately. And the final page is just a summary of your pay schedule, and if you're happy with your settings, you can press complete and then save. And as you can see, the automated pay schedule is now set up. Did you know you can also set up pay run approvals as a requirement as well as the automation? With this, you can nominate single or multiple users to receive notification once a pay run has been created for them to approve or decline before it's finalised. It's easy to set up using a setup wizard. You can even create an approval reminder. You simply confirm and save just like the automated pay run. Once the pay run has been approved, the pay run simply carries on and finalises automatically. So there you have director pays. I hope this has been useful, but if you want to find out more, then please contact us at sales@keypay.co.uk, or even better, why not take out a free trial at directorpays.co.uk.